What's up YouTube, it's Jermaine back in another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about these Uber hourly guarantees because a lot of people think that these hourly guarantees are a scam, and I just want to share with you guys the experience I just had. Okay, so all this week I've been out for the morning rush hour, doing the, 2 hours, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the $50 an hour guarantee, which is actually not $50 an hour because Uber takes their 25% cut or 20% or 30% or 28%, whatever cut that they take from each driver, they take that out of the $50 an hour guarantee, so you don't even get the $50 an hour guarantee. So this morning I accepted, one ride in the city, great. That ride ended really soon, it was like a 7-minute ride. So I have another rider to pick up within this hour that I need to drop off within this hour to qualify for that hourly guarantee. So I picked up the next rider, okay? This rider wants to go all the way to Berkeley. Not so bad. Now, if you're familiar with the Bay Area, Berkeley is out of San Francisco. Now, to qualify for the hourly guarantee, majority of the rides that you do have to begin in San Francisco. Now, all this week, I've been out and I've noticed that very few requests are coming in. Okay, I will literally sit parked on the side of the street for 20 minutes and then a request will pop up. So all this week, it's been really slow with requests, okay? This request pops up. This guy's in San Francisco, he wants to go to Berkeley. I drive him all the way to Berkeley. As soon as I get pretty close to the drop-off, a request pops up on my phone, okay? So I'm looking at it and I have plenty of time to accept this request. I reach over to accept this request. As I'm driving, like on the freeway, there's cars flying over in front of me. What do I have to do? I have to take my hand off of the steering wheel and accept this request, okay? Which should be a crime, by the way, because I have both hands on the steering wheel and the Uber app basically takes my hand off of that steering wheel so I can accept the request for Uber, right? And I have to touch my phone, which is like a crime, right? Because you're not supposed to drive and touch your phone. So I have to do that. So as I'm doing that, I try to touch the phone and the request disappears. So no big deal. I'm driving, okay? I'm driving. I'm gonna drive and drop my customer off. I drive, drop my customer off in the request. I got this message that popped up on my phone. Your earnings. On your last trip, you denied one request and left behind extra earnings. So basically what Uber told me is that request that popped up that I did not accept because I wasn't fast enough to accept it and I actually had plenty of time to accept that request, they're going to count that against me. What Uber is going to do is they're going to count that request that popped up on my phone that I did not accept. They're going to count that against my cancellation and acceptance rating, meaning that I will not qualify for those hourly guarantees. Now hold on. So now my next question, is that a scam? Okay, I'm driving. You have 15 seconds to accept this request. This request pops up and I have 14 seconds to accept this request. It takes me a second to move my hand from the steering wheel and touch the phone. I could not do that before the request disappeared, okay? And now, since that request disappeared and I did not accept it, I declined it, I'm not gonna qualify for the hourly guarantees. So I just wanna know, what do you guys think of that? Because if you ask me, that sounds like, it sounds like a trick. Like, it does not sound legitimate. It sounds like, Uber has all these drivers on the road and all these drivers get this $50 an hour guarantee email, but obviously all these drivers cannot make that $50 an hour guarantee. And something else I want to throw out there to you guys. This is really important, by the way. It's all over the news right now that Uber wants to eliminate surge pricing. Now question, why would they eliminate surge pricing? Easy. Uber has enough data that they can guess and they can predict when it's going to be busy. They can guess that, look, these hours it's going to be really busy. Uber can now predict that, we're going to need X amount of drivers on this day. So Uber can use all this data and they can predict if it's going to be busy. And you know what else they can use with all that data? They can predict which drivers are going to make money this week. And they can also predict which drivers are not going to make shit this week. That's what I think that they are using this data for. I believe that some drivers go out and they have a really easy week and they make really decent money and they don't deal with a lot of crap that week and they get really decent rides and they get good surge rides. Other drivers go out and they do stuff like sit around for 20 minutes and then accept the request, and it's a $7 request. And then they're done with that request and they sit around another 10 minutes and they accept another request. But then you got those other drivers on the other hand, they're back to back accepting requests, back to back to back. And they're all good requests, they're all long requests. They're all decent requests, and I don't know. Look at this. There's a request popping up on my phone right now. Somehow, this really pissed me off. Somehow, I cut the app on, and now this person wants me to pick them up on a 1.6 surge as I'm in the middle of making this video. I guess I'm gonna go pick these fools up. I wanna know. I really wanna know what you guys think about these hourly guarantees, because, I mean, people say it's a scam, and I'm definitely not saying it's not a scam. But I'm also not coming out saying, look, it's a total scam. Because I know some people get those guarantees, but majority of folks don't. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.